America as not being a Christian nation. They'll just point to a couple of documents.
Hey, good morning. It's actually a little bit ironic that I'm recording this on the morning of July 4th here in the Midwestern United States. I wanted to just drop in here and comment on this video. I'm a little nervous to stitch this. I do not hold a faculty appointment in public history at Hopkins, and so I'm way out of my depths here. But I am a smart guy who reads a lot, who has kind of keen interest really in the development of modern Jewish thought and some of the historical development over time. But I wanted to just remark on this video. I want to say three things about this, just with respect to, I think, anti-Semitism, about Christian nationalism, about America, etc. Okay, so here comes some quasi unrehearsed thoughts, but I'm going to try to make 3 points here. Those 3 points are going to be about the development of religion as kind of a conceptual category. I'm going to talk some about Christian supersessionism. I want to talk some about the doctrine of discovery that ties European colonialism and Christianity together. And it's that last point that I'll start with first. So it's 1452, and Pope Nicholas issues a papal bull, which people have come to interpret as the doctrine of discovery. And what this does in 1452. So think about when that is, right? Mid of the 15th century, 1452, Pope Nicholas says, hey, go out, colonizers, and when you come upon unbelievers and when you come upon non-Christian lands, you are entitled to take those lands, right? To claim that land as your territory, and that population that is non-believing, you do what you want with them. So that's a gross oversimplification of that papal bull, but that's 1452. So you are intimately tying together Christianity and European colonialism from that point forward. If it had not been codified by that point, certainly that does it there in 1452. So I think that's important just to realize that within the development of European colonialism is also this explicit tie to Christianity itself. The next point I wanted to talk about is just the development of religion itself as a conceptual category, meaning that religion is not a thing that's always been with us in the sense that something that we call religion, right? So maybe people have had cultic practices, absolutely is the case, but actually calling something religion, this is really a post-Enlightenment product, a European kind of a project here that centers around Protestantism, right? So Protestantism wants for itself this kind of protected class that comes to be called religion. So the influence here, why I think that's relevant, is because now everybody tends to think, when we think of religion, we think of it in very Protestant terms. Something like Judaism, which is my tradition, predates that conceptual category. So I think that, when people take sort of like, Protestantism becomes sort of religion par excellence or something. That's how people envision religion. It's this like creedal, doctrinal, individual belief kind of a thing, which isn't the case for all sort of quote unquote religious traditions. So I think that's relevant here in the way we tend to think of like religion as legitimized when it adopts this kind of Protestant form. I think that's important. And I think this is like in the air we breathe. I think we don't even think about this. We just tend to think of like all religion looks like Protestantism, even when we know it might not be Christian. Does that like make some sense? Because Judaism is not something that demands of us like an individual belief commitment or like accepting something. It's more about communal practice and the doings that we're involved in. So I think that's relevant here. And then I think that the other point that I want to make just about Christian supersessionism generally, I mean, I think the idea is that, oh, well, yeah, the New Testament just came to fulfill what the Old Testament was saying. So that Christianity itself is like the fulfillment of the law, but replaces or supersedes the law. So it just adopts the superiority with respect to its kind of parent tradition, which is Judaism. So I think the doctrine of discovery, Protestantism is kind of the religion par excellence, is developing as a conceptual category in the world. And then the idea of Christian supersessionism. I think these three things all move together, and those must be understood in order to understand where we are in Christian nationalism today. I hope I'm not totally off base with that.